Alright, so back another day to do some more work. Come on, twist. And yeah, there's nothing there, but of course there's nothing there because there's no oil. But I did that because I didn't put, I have forgotten the drain plug gasket, and I need a napkin. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, that one. My hands. Go ahead and clean this off. Yep. And get a brand new one. Crap, I should do research on which side it should be, but I think it's concave up. And there we go. Alright. Oh, there's still some oil in there. Interesting. Oh, no more. And with this, the oil change is complete. Got fingers tight as I can. Then we get my little napkin. Yeah, you see, it's moments like this. Moments like this, you think to yourself, this would be so much easier if you were to have a lift, but that's not the case. I don't have like a 12-foot ceiling. Is this 12 foot? Yeah, I think this is a 12 foot. I'm sorry, not 12 foot. Like, what do you call it? A 20-foot ceiling. So I can put like a 2-post in here. I'm going to find this. Switch directions. Oops, wrong way. That way, yeah. That was the right way. And move. And literally, that's it. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. That's it. Finger tight. Yeah, you see all that little gobble nonsense right there. I don't know if I filmed it, but when I when I was going to go ahead and change the oil, I mean, not really change the oil, like empty the oil out of the drain pan, whoever tightened this, they over torqued it. And then they put like some blue gasket maker on the end of it, which is really not necessary. And then not only that, the crush washer was in pieces, like in literal. And that's good enough. It was like in literal pieces, and that got me like annoyed because. It's like, if you are like, if you're a reputable shop and you're good for honest mechanic, you know for sure that your drain plug gaskets are like stupid cheap. Like, for I don't feel like for like, you know, average DIYer, it's gonna cost about like a pretty penny. Because I believe like depending, because I know for like any auto parts stores, they'll sell it for like just the gasket itself for like $2, maybe for like two or even one, depending. And if you were to go online and go like, if you go to Rock Auto and you were to go go the wholesale route and buy it in bulk like I did, I don't know if you heard that. I really don't know if you heard that. That was a nice little explosion. Yeah, if you were to go ahead and buy it in wholesale, it's like, it basically translates to like getting to maybe like a few cents per gasket. So like it's really not that expensive to like get some gaskets. So like literally like seriously, this doesn't need to be on super tight. These have a torque set, torque spec, torque. Well, I can't talk today. These have a torque setting to ensure that you can go ahead and give it a proper seal. Giving a good old ugga dugga is not good torque specs for an oil filter. Doing an ugga dugga on the drain pan bolt is not good torque specs. That's just plain and sloppy work. And I'm not saying it to call. And of course, I'm not saying that about like anybody. It's just rather disgusting that some people will just take a little shortcut than to do the job like correctly. And move this out the way. And once I have all of this, I have to go underneath. Oh well. And then I need to go ahead and release that one, because I don't think this one's on correctly either. So I'm going to go ahead and release that one. So I'm going to move that little stool out the way. And then, oh yeah, I cannot forget this bolt. I can't forget about this bolt. This bolt goes on here. There, finger tight. Let's see. Anything else? I want to find the bolts. Alright, so came back from the store and also got confirmation that it will be a good idea for me to replace the water pump. After all, that water pump is original since 2011, and it has like a 300,000 miles on it. Who knows how many hours is on that pump? And unfortunately, I went with this merely because of convenience, and I didn't want to wait for a while for a new water pump to come in. I mean, if I knew, I should have just got it. Playing with this one does feel more loose. It does feel more loose than this. I mean, it's tight. It doesn't budge. But this one feels solid. And this one just feels loose. And I do feel like if I were to like change directions, I do feel like a bit of a hesitation in it. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. So just a little loose. Like feel more loose, but it's the same thing. And you don't hear nothing from this. And of course, by looking at it, oops, sorry. Yeah, looks the same. Impeller design looks the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on, but of course, before I do that, I also have the bolts. But before I do that, I'm going to need to do some cleaning because there is gasket material just grab you a bit. You know what? I have a better idea. Let's go for a ride. You see right there, kinda got some gasket materials along the edge. So I gotta scrape that off to make sure that I have like a good clean surface for the gasket. Now, this will do. That's a spudger. You think I should use a spudger? No, this one doesn't feel sharp. Let me see if I can find my scraper. Oh boy. Oh, I found the old lifters. Good thing I throw them away. I did find the old lifters. I don't know whether you see it. Oh, it's actually this one right here. This one's a lot shorter than this. And like if you ever ask me which side was which, I cannot tell you for the life of me. So yeah, these are the old lifters. I don't need them, so they're getting tossed. Oh, what you looking at? A rare occurrence. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, would you stand at attention? Place your hand over your heart. Time to address the flag. Time for the national. Time for the Pledge of Allegiance. No. Oh. National anthem. Alright. Now the national anthem has been played. Now we are a bona fide American. America. Alright. So you guys can see the mess I'm dealing with in my toolbox. And I gotta find my little oh, found it. Back to your regularly scheduled repair in progress. See, I think that's good enough for you guys to see. But you complain you still can't see? Fine. Fine. There. Better. Can't say I don't do nothing for you guys. This sucks. I'm gonna use this. Man, she is throttling that like she stole it. I mean, I don't blame her. I'll do the same thing. I will do the same thing. Because if it's a company vehicle, oh, best believe me, I'm gonna drive it like I stole it. Well, if I have an opportunity to drive a company vehicle, but of course I'm not going to do that. I am a very safe person, very respectable person. I'll do that to a friend's car, but I'll never do that to a company's vehicle.
Stop the cap!
No way. Company trusts me to drive their vehicle, and I'll make sure I do it in a safe way.
Why the fuck you lying? Why?
No accidents, no harm, no foul. I'm not gonna drive like I stole it. However, there are some people that do need to drive their car like they stole it. Like, for instance, why is it that people, when they get on the highway, they be too chicken to step on the gas? You're getting onto the highway. There's no reason for you to do 35 to merge onto the highway when the highway is doing about like that. In Miami, 70 to 80 miles per hour. You're gonna cause traffic and you're gonna cause an accident because somebody who's in the right lane, who's going highway speeds, they're gonna either slam on their brakes or they're going to move out the way just because you're going way too slow to merge onto the highway. And that's going to have a trickle effect. And pretty much that is how traffic forms, because somebody wasn't driving fast enough to merge onto the highway properly, and as such causes a traffic jam. And yet people were wondering, like, why am I slowing down for? Why is there traffic? Why are we like moving like in waves? It's because of that. Because somebody somewhere out there got on the highway way too slow, refused to speed up, and just kept that slow constant state while on the highway. And one thing that really irks me, that really like grind my gears, as Peter will say, is people driving on the highway knowing that they have a clamp out car. Like, you know for sure that your car cannot go beyond 45. You know for sure your car is like beyond clamped. But for whatever reason, you decide at that very moment, I'm gonna hop on the highway and inconvenience everybody by having my flashes on. because a highway is a whole lot faster than going on local streets. But I'm sorry, the local streets is a whole lot safer for you than driving on a highway. Believe it or not, you can get a ticket for driving way too slow. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think those fines are higher than speeding. Like, way higher than speeding. Because a cop will go ahead and cite you for dangerous, for being, driving at unsafe speeds, unsafe driver, and I think something else. I think something else. I just don't know. I don't know. It's like, and now, say for instance that you have no choice but to go on the highway. Please stay to the right. Please stay to the right. Let everybody pass. There's no reason for you to go into the middle lane or jump all the way to the left lane to inconvenience everybody because you feel like you're God and everyone else is just an NPC and you have to go ahead and follow your rules because in your eyes it's my way. It's like, if you don't drive it my way, you're wrong. Blah blah blah. Please don't. Because many instances I've seen on the highway. Oh, especially where I live on the turnpike. I see some stuff. I've seen a tour bus on the highway doing 45. Of course, the tour bus is on the right hand, but the tour bus doing 45, and basically, because of the fact that he was doing 45 and everyone's trying to go around him, calls a backup. And I'm sure that everyone was very pissed, especially those who were very unfortunate to be stuck behind that bus because they couldn't find an opening to get out. I felt for those people. Sure, I felt for those people. And then there was another instance where it was this RV. It was a Class A RV. It's an old one, Class A RV, driving on the turnpike, pulling a Jeep. And at that, of course, because they were in the right lane, and all of a sudden, because right after I passed it, they decided to go ahead and move to the middle lane. Right after I passed it, they decided to move to the middle lane, which baffles me to no end. Let me see. I'm sorry. If you want to know why I'm hesitating, because I'm reading the directions here. Reading this, reading materials. Reading directions, something that a lot of people don't know how to do nowadays. Remove water pump from the engine, make note of any special bolts, this and that, blah blah blah. Remove all gasket, compare the pump, make sure it's matched. Of course they do. Put it on, tighten it, turn the shaft, make sure it rotates freely. Blasey, 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 blasey. Yeah, blasey, blasey, blasey. So go ahead and compare the gasket. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Oop. Alright. Time for you to stand up. I'm getting a whole lot better at moving this tripod without bumping you. Alright, so go ahead and compare the gaskets. There it is. Everything lines up. Everything looks the same. this is a good metal gasket. However, because of like the gasket material that's like around it, pretty much like either got stuck on the old water pump or got stuck on the block. I would love to go ahead and reuse this, but I'd rather not. So this is going in the box. This water pump is going in the box. And it stayed in the box for 3 months until, oh, I keep it for like 3 months, and then once I confirm like everything is good, there's no issue, then that's when I go ahead and throw it away. I mean, the gasket could stay. The gasket will stay, but everything else will just go. And as you can see, pretty much this is how the water pump is going to be. And here are all my bolts. You see, they're looking crusty. And make sure I'm not missing anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And as you can see, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. The number of the day is 7. Oh my gosh, why I feel like I just insulted everyone's intelligence by doing that. Alright, so I'm going to clean these bolts off. Okay, everything looks relatively clean. No gunk. Wow, you're out of focus. Come on, focus. There we go. It looks clean. Nothing's out of. Wow, come on, focus. Come on, focus. There we go. I gotta do some treatment on that. Other than that, everything looks relatively clean. Let me see, will the light help? Oh, there we go. The light helps. This one is clean. Got some grime on it, but it's clean. But this one got some corrosion. Probably I got a wire brush to hit it with. As you can see, the rest are like relatively clean. Right. Alright, into the wire brush. Yeah. Go ahead and just clean this off. There, looking pretty.
One eternity later.
And lucky enough for me, I have a pocket. I have a short pocket. So if I put my bolts in my pocket, move that off to the side. And what I'm going to do, stupid catch can, stupid jack. Alright. Yeah. Installing the water pump is it's not a new concept to me. I already did it on the 4Runner, so I already know what to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just put a bolt through, just like that, just so I can hold it and ensure that everything is aligned. And just for added security, I'm gonna also add a second bolt just to keep the gasket in place. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, just make sure you put it in the right hole. Once you get the thread started, and once you get the thread started, you're good. Oop. Yeah, because once you get the thread started, you're pretty much in the home stretch. And these are, for this you will need a 12, and there are 7 of them, and I do need to get the torque spec for them. I do need to get the torque spec for this. And before I continue, I'm going to make sure that the pump spins freely. The pump spins freely, and it does. So I'm going to go ahead and just tighten this one down. I could use, oh, you know what, yeah, I'm going to use it. I know what 12 I should use. This one, the D12, 1/4 inch, and the introduction of the MVP. Why do I keep calling this the MVP? Because this thing is the MVP, man. I'm telling you, like, without this, I will not be able to go far. Of course, it's a Veloster? Yeah, no, I think it's out of Veloster or Genesis. Oh, you just heard. I don't know if you heard it. I'll go ahead and put this in here. And of course, once all of them are in, I'm going to have to find the torque specs for this. And I got 3 left. And because the pulley is in the way, I'm going to be blind to see where the bottom ones, I'm going to be blind to see where the bottom ones live. So I'll go ahead and use this as reference as to where to go. And I do see my next target. Let's see. Alright. So for this, I got that. I got 3 left, so 1. So I'll have this one, which I can see. There's this one here on the bottom I can't see. And there's, sorry. Yeah. So I already got this, that, and this. I got this one I can see. This one I can see. This one I cannot. So this one I'm basically going blind. I could go through the bottom, but since the AC compressor is in the way, and I'm also gonna have to go through I'm gonna have to finesse my fat hands. I'm not gonna do that. So for the one on the bottom, I'm just gonna feel for it. And as always, you guys are in my way. Like, you're always in my way, man. Come on. Stay still. I know you're antsy. And no, I'm not giving you any candy. Okay. Alright. I found the bottom one. Yeah, I found the bottom one. While I was tightening this down, my middle finger found it. So go down there, use my third eye, found it, and got it. There we go. And then the final bolt will go in the spot that I said I found. I'm going to turn my hand the other way. And come on, touch. You touch, you touch, you touch, you touch. Nope. Nope. Come on. Go in. You're not threading in. Oh, you're not threading in. One moment. Like it's literally this one I'm having an issue with, and just by looking at it, there is, it's not a bolt issue because it clears the pulley. It clears the pulley, it won't go in. All right, let me see if it might be the gasket. It's not grabbing. Alright. So what I'm gonna do, okay, so the bolt is not grabbing. This is not grabbing. So I'm gonna take the water pump off and see if, let me see if the thread hole is okay. Alright, pump is out. Alright, time to inspect that bolt hole. Okay, alright, bolt, okay, there's nothing wrong with it. It catches. So, I'm going to do I'm going to do. Alright. And do the same thing. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. Now the only difference is I have the top one, and I'm going to start with the most annoying one. Just make sure you put it in the right hole. Of course, logic would state put some gasket adhesive on it just to make it stay, which I just might do. Not a lot, but just like maybe like a gab. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. So I have this one here, and then I'm going to put it on the hole. Top one's done. Now I'm going to do the most annoying one, which is on bottom. So from what I can see, the gasket's not lining up. So let me grab. So I'm going to grab this one. And do this. Yeah, I'm sure some of you are yelling at the screen, saying, don't do it this way, you're doing it wrong, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And you know what I say to people like those? Like in a very like, I mean it like a very respectful way, please help me. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. Nope. Okay, so apparently you are not, and I'm turning it the right way too. And that's the issue. I'm turning it the right way. Oh boy. Okay. You know what? Alright. I swear that dog is on some. I swear that dog is something else, man. That dog is on something else. I don't know if you can hear that dog yapping away. But that dog is on something else. I'll tell you what. That dog is on something else. Anyways, guess what? I was able to, obviously I'm going to take it out again. As you see, the bolt is in there. I don't know why. Like it maybe because you guys were watching. That's why. You guys were watching me. That's why the bolt didn't want to go in, because that particular bolt was shy. It was shy, saying, you know, I don't want nobody to see me going in. So, given the fact that you guys were not watching, that's when it started to go in. So, boom. The bolt is in there. So, bolt is in. Time to do the rest. They're 15 pounds. And there's no specific order, but I'm just going to go around the perimeter and just tighten down as I go. And the next thing that I did was the the struts. I've seen videos on how the rear struts are. I mean the rear shocks. I really thought it was gonna be like difficult, but it wasn't difficult at all. I was able to get it off pretty easily, and that is to my surprise. So I got this off easy. Change out the rear springs, change out the front struts, which that kicked my ass. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to leave that in there. I'm gonna say that, but yeah, that. Do the fronts, give me the run for my money, because of where the third bolt for the strut tower was like on towards the back, and getting a tool there. Using the current tools that I have, I couldn't reach it, and I had to go buy like a pass-through socket set, and I had used that knowledge to get the passenger side off. And the driver's side pretty much had to stay untouched. And for a while, I had nicknamed the Forerunner the Lean Runner, because it was a lean. She was a leaning, and I did have to. Normally I wouldn't take it up, but because of the fact that I had to use it to get rid of some stuff. I had to drive it, and that's when I really felt the lean, because I couldn't sit in the seat all too long. Like if I were to make a left turn, I felt like I was about to fall out the door. That's how bad it was leaning. Wow, he was not kidding when you said good luck tightening it down to the spec. Holy crap, he was not kidding. Oh, guess what? I have something for it. Let me see what else. And the brakes, the front brakes. And also on that vehicle, it was the first time I ever did brakes on that truck. Doing the brakes on that vehicle was very easy. It was very easy. I do like the fact that it's like I had like a Brembo style brakes, like pulling the brakes out from the top. And when I also did learn that the caliper was sticking on the passenger side, I went ahead and bought 2 calipers, one for the left, one for the right, to go ahead and replace it. And of course, while I had it, the passenger caliper was like it had a very bad leak, so I had to swap that out for a new one. So the brakes were good. Front end, I didn't do much to the front end at all, except for just much needed engine work. Time belt, super easy. But the main reason why I had the vehicle was taken off the road was because the AC compressor on it was bad. It was basically clapped. Like it was working, but it was squealing. It was squealing like mad. Yeah, it was squealing like mad. Because of the fact I also took, because of the fact that I also had to replace the AC compressor, doing the whole timing job was it was real easy, it was simple. Because I had like easy time to access the rear tensioner bolt that's on the back side. But let's see, 10. Crap, where's my 12? Did the time belt, change out the water pump. see, what else did I do? Change out the AC compressor, and oh yeah, doing AC work. You know, the fact that I did it myself and I had to go back into it twice, I would not recommend anybody to work on their own. I would not recommend anyone to work on their own AC. Because me personally, I would not recommend anyone to work on the AC, because one wrong move and you're basically cooking your entire system. You're cooking your entire system. And why I say that? Because let's see. I said, lucky enough, I had don't worry, I had somebody to take the. Holy crap, my hands are dirty. Don't worry. I have a buddy of mine who did recycle the refrigerator for me. So, like, when I worked on the AC, it was empty. All right, so you know, it was empty. And that was and all you asked was like 15. I think like $15 or $20 for it. So it was empty. Let me see. Oh yes, now I remember. It was a tire. No, I remember. Yeah, it was a it was a hub bearing. I asked him to do it then. Yeah, it was a hub bearing. Yeah, I replaced those. Yeah, I went and replaced the hub bearings, and that's a different story. That right there is another story. Wait. Yeah. So as for me, yeah. So yeah, I replaced the wheel bearing. Tire rods were replaced because they were bad, and while they were at it, I asked him to go ahead and remove the vacuum out the AC system for me. So when I did work on it while I was doing the turn belt, the system's already empty. So while I was working on it, I learned a lot doing that AC job. I learned a lot, and also learned why those who do AC charge so much money. Because it is, well, I can't say it's hard. Like, it is a skill to make sure that everything's done correctly. Because again, like, it's like with everything else, engine, like the engine is forgiving. You can theoretically overfill it or underfill it just by a quart, and it's not really gonna harm it, not immediately, but in the long run you might see some effects on it. But if you say for instance on this system, this engine takes 5 quarts. If I were to give it 4, it'll run just fine. Just you gotta make sure that this doesn't leak and it doesn't burn oil. As long as it doesn't leak or burn oil, you should be fine with 4 quarts. Now, if you were to go ahead and overfill it and put 6 quarts in this, if it leaks or burns oil, you're kind of fine. But nobody really recommends that you overfill it. Like, there's a video on the internet that basically shows you what happens when you overfill your oil. Transmission, almost kind of the same way. There's just a tolerance for that. It's just a little bit more, less forgiving than the engine. Coolant, that has a little bit of leeway. If you have an older vehicle that has a manual switch to provide coolant towards the heater core, you could get away with not filling the coolant all the way up. But the cooling system is more forgiving than anything else. AC, different dog. If you don't give enough oil to the system, you're cooking it. If you put too much oil in the system, you're cooking it. Refrigerant, if you put too little, it's not going to get cold. If you put too much, you're cooking it. That is how unforgiving AC system is. Like that, like AC system is basically like street pharmacy. Like, you have to measure things out by the ounces. If you don't measure things out by the ounces, it could backfire on you. So the first time I did it, I wasn't too sure on the process of refilling it. But after like 2 attempts, I was able to fill it up. Every 2 attempts, I filled it up. But of course, during my attempts to fill it up, I forgot to put the connector for the high pressure hose. I forgot to do that. You can imagine that blew open under pressure. And then I didn't, and then I also forgot to torque down the bolts for the AC, for the hose manifold on the compressor. I forgot to tighten that down. And I had drove, and during that time, I was driving the truck for about 2 days. And it was on the second day while I was in the parking lot at work. My coworker came inside the building and said, like, hey, does anybody drive a red 4Runner? And you can imagine when oh damn, that is 15 pounds. So you can imagine when he said that, my heart sunk. Because the only thing I could think of was either A, somebody broke into it, or somebody stole it. So I was like, yeah, it's me. Like, yo, like, your AC's leaking out. And after I got home and checked everything, turns out I didn't tighten down the bolts all the way through. And because I didn't tighten down the bolt all the way through, it blew the O-ring. So I had to replace that O-ring and refill it again. So you can imagine that doing all of that, I make sure that, you know, the AC is like, doing that, like, it gave me like huge respect to the people that work on ACs. Because if somebody want to tell me like, hey, can you go ahead and diagnose my AC for me, I'll look at you and say, no, I will not. I will not touch it. Give it to somebody who knows what they're doing so they can go ahead and do it for you. Because not only is it an expensive job, but it is also detrimental to the environment. You don't want to be responsible for polluting the air with refrigerant. After all, it is a federal law, and if you're caught doing that, you'll be charged on the federal, not on the local, not on the state level, but on the federal level. So, yeah, you don't want to deal with that. Let's see, anything else? And then I went ahead, changed out the radiator on it, and I added a transmission. I also added a transcooler on it. Because those who have a third gen or worked on third gens, 4Runner will know for sure that those radiators on those third gens are very finicky, and if you do not watch it, you will have a chocolate. Oh, I'm sorry, not chocolate. You will have a strawberry milkshake. Because the internal transmission cooler on those tend to fail if you don't watch it. So that's that. Yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much that's what I did. Oh, and I did give, and I also did change out the headlights to LEDs, and I did add a switch to the DRL so I could finally turn them off, because because the LEDs I put in there, they did not like the low power state, so I had to turn it off. But, and you may wonder, like, why did you switch to LEDs on those trucks? Like, the headlights on those work just fine. They do. However, where I live, tend to be a lot of dark roads. A lot of dark roads. And those headlights are not, those headlights, like I said, they don't cut it. And too bad I don't have a footage. Too bad I don't have a footage of it. But when I did take it out for the first time, we go dead in the brakes. And I did go down to a dark road just to better man. Lord have mercy. When I say I couldn't see. Like, low beams, I could probably see just past the bumper. I mean, literally just past the bumper. That's all I could see. So I had to, like, if I really wanted to see, I had to put the high beams on. That's how bad the lights were. I had to give it LEDs. Now, yes, there are retrofits out there that could give it HIDs, but those were like 3 something, 4 something, and I didn't feel comfortable paying that kind of money on those lights. So I said, no, I'm not going to get them. I'm not going to get them. Do I regret not getting them? No. I do not. I didn't regret getting them. I don't regret getting them because, one, the retrofits that I see gave the lights HIDs, and I know those HIDs are very expensive. Very expensive, and it did give it a bug eye look, which personally I did not like how it looked. I love how the third gen looks. I love how it looks, but as a fact that it would give it like a bug eye look, I wasn't with it. Me personally, I wasn't with it. Like others, yes, they'll say yes, by all means, go ahead and do it. But me personally, I couldn't do it. But god damn it, I changed it. Bro, I got this alternator in and out so many times, and yet you are fighting me. Okay. And you're not, okay, so you're not lining up. Okay, so let me just start high. Let me get my pry bar. Jesus Christ. That's why I had this alternate in and out so many times. The simple fact that you're fighting me is annoying. Oop. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you guys like it when I banter or yap while I'm doing this. Give it like an open conversation. If you like it, I'll leave it in there. If you are like, you just feel like, just shut up and just give me my video, it's not a problem. Okay. So this one is in. Alright. Bottom one is in. So you can go ahead and torque that down. Let me find the 14. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I remember my side. Where are you? This was the main reason why I got this. So I can go ahead and zip this on it. There we go. Those in the valve cover to the right. And now, pry bar. Oh, you're in. All right, here we go. That and perfect. There we go. Okay. Oh, if you're wondering about torque spec, gluten tight. Not wrong going German for those. Because it's gluten tight. Alright. Alright, so water pump on, alternator on. AC compressor is where it's supposed to be. The only thing that needs to be done. Put the crankshaft on, and the reason why I haven't put the crankshaft on because the front seal is not on correctly. It's not on correctly, so I had to make sure it's flush. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and use this lovely tool, not to take it out, but just like to pull it forward in the way so I could like, so I can have like the lip of the crankshaft out. And then I'm going to go ahead and you'll use my special tool, which I made, which is not these. It's not these. Say for sure, it is not these. Well, it is one of those, but not these. I have made an updated one, and the updated one is in my room. So I'm going to go, yeah, so I'm gonna go get that tool, and then, yeah, I'm gonna go get that tool, reposition the crank seal, so I can go ahead and put the crankshaft on, and thread in the crankshaft bolt. And also at the same time, I also need to dump some files from this phone because I'm running out of space. Alright, space has been created, and dark clouds loom ahead. Of course, the dark clouds are related to a tropical system that's slightly to the north of tropical system that's like in the temperate Bay Area. And you can see it reaches all the way far down south, so it is what it is. Alright. So, story on this. The crank seal that I have, well, the front crank seal for this car requires a special tool to drive it in. And the tool, if I were to go ahead and buy it from Toyota or from online, the lowest I see is about like $30. So I said to myself, there's no way I'm going to go ahead and pay $30 for a tool that I'm going to use only once. This was like the first print that I did for the tool. In fact, it looks almost exactly. It almost looks exactly like this. This film is only about like $2 and some change. This did the job, but because of the fact that this shaft, come on, focus. This shaft was too long for the range, okay. So because of the fact that the cup was too long for the edge to sandwich the crankshaft into the cover, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead, make a revision, and make the cup smaller. So I made it smaller, as you can see. However, because of the fact that the raised area, like the flat area around the circumference wasn't large enough, it pushed in the seal at a very awkward angle. So I made it here and made a third revision with it being larger. And I don't know how well you can see this, but like the infill on this is like 15%. And the infill on this is 100. So like it's like solid all the way. Yeah, so this one is solid all the way through. This one is about 15%. And the reason why I did it at 100% because I had to smack it with a hammer. And I don't know if all that air will be able to transfer the blow all the way through, but turns out it did. So right now, let me just move this up the way. Where's the seal puller? So get the hammer, get the seal puller, and I got the tool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sit down for a bit. All right. Okay, so there it is. So now let's see if I could like. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's coming out. Just gotta reach in there, pull it out, ever so slightly. Just pull it out ever so slightly. And of course, I'm doing this with one hand because I don't think I'll need a tripod for this. All right. So you can see I made that hole to fit over the crankshaft, and as you can see, the tool completely swallows it. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this and just give it a tap, 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 tap. There we go. out, and okay, it's almost perfect, but it's flat. So you can see, yeah, on the bottom, like, kind of caved in just a bit, but other than that, it is completely flat. So what I'm going to do is just going to take the seal puller, just like pull on the bottom a little bit just to pull it out. And then once I do that, harmonic bouncer is going on, and I'm just going to go ahead and set the screw into place. And I did look up on the technique on tightening the crank bolt. It does evolve, well, from one person, how they did it, they took like a locking plier. They took like locking pliers on a chain, like a chain tool, like a little chain. I think like a chain wrench, something like that. And they used it to, go ahead and wrap that around a old belt, which I do have an old belt, and they use that to torque it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Not right now. It's gonna be on another day because I don't know how well you can see it, but I do have like mosquitoes flying around me. So one moment, let me just put you down when I get up. Stay right there. Alright, so the harmonic balancer is, here it is. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Go something like this because this mark is towards the cover, and this is keyed one way, and you can see there are threads in here if you want to go ahead and like thread it in. Again, I don't know the dimensions for the threads, but you can see, like I said, it is keyed, so it only goes on one way, and luckily enough for me, key is at the 12 o'clock position. So I'm going to put this at the 12 o'clock position, and just come on. Crap, hold on, let me get a hold on. Let me actually get a tripod. One moment. Alright, tripod acquired. Alright, so just gonna put you down right here for now. This out the way. Move this out the way. Move that out the way. Move that out the way. Do this. Let's see. All these things, just so you guys can have it. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna hold it. I already only need one hand. So, as you can see, lines up. I just gotta push it in. Like I said, it really goes on one way. What the hell? Must be the seal. Okay, yeah. It has to be the crank seal. I mean, not a crank seal. It has to be the front cover seal. Alright, I'm going to see. Alright, so if I can't, I'm gonna use two hands for this. If I can't put it on with two hands, I'm gonna put some grease on it so it can slide in. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you down for a bit. Bruh. Of course. Of course. You see? Another situation of a shy part. See? I was very shy. I was able to... Oh. It's very shy. It just slid right in. And then the crank bolt. Where's the crank bolt? There's the crank bolt. Crank bolt. Here, crank bolt. Oh, there it is. Found it. And alright, so you're tight. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead crap, lost my words. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten down this top motor mount and the motor mount's on the bottom. These are the torque specs for the motor mount, and if you are unable to fit a torque wrench with a socket on top, there's no shame in giving it the German spec of Guten tight. Yeah, like there's no shame in that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and torque that. So I'm gonna go ahead and torque that down. I'm gonna go ahead and in this segment, well, I'm gonna go ahead and this cut because I need to find the chain. I need to find chain wrench because I know I have it. I have to locate it. I have to locate it because I had used that to take off the chucks on the 4Runner for the rear, and also at the same time I got mosquitoes flying around me, and they love all this sexy chocolateness here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go in and just, as you can see here, bubble is out everywhere. Yes, I'm aware that the crankshaft, crank position sensor is out. Alright, and we're going to put that in. In fact, and don't worry, I know. And don't worry, I know where it is. I know where it is. Yeah, so catch you. Yeah, yeah. So crap. I don't know if I'm going to end this video here or it's going to continue to the next part. But if it does end here, catch you on the next ride. Peace.